Welcome back, y'all, and happy Wednesday. We have a lot of things to cover today. Number one, our football team finally adds a player in the spring transfer portal window. It's a big deal because we needed to add some more guys, and hopefully he's not the last one that Tennessee's going to add. But we're going to break down his game, talk about how he fits into his room, how that room's going to look moving forward. Tennessee's basketball team added a transfer portal guard. We're going to break down his game. That's a big deal because we needed to add some more guards to that roster. And there's about, I would say, 2 roster spots left. I'm going to tell you why I think that those spots could be filled with some guards from last season's team. Also, there's a blue chip caliber offensive lineman that Tennessee's been on for a long time. Really want to add him to this 2026 class. We're going to break down his game. We're going to talk about his top 4, which Tennessee did make, and he did set an announcement date. So we're going to break all that down. And at the end, we're going to listen to a VFL's take on the state of this football team. And of course, I'm going to give my thoughts with that as well. But as always, y'all, please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Big shout out to everyone that is doing that. Huge shout out to all the members of this channel. If you would like to become a member, then you can do so by clicking on that join button just below this video. We have a lot of film breakdowns. We will be adding more to that, as time kind of goes on, especially over the summer. We're going to be adding a lot of content there. But you can also help to support this channel by scanning the Cash App QR code, wherever that is on the screen. And if you can't scan that, then our Cash App is Bluechip Breakdown, okay? It's just money sign, Bluechip Breakdown with no spaces, nothing like that. So we appreciate all of the support. Let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, y'all, we're going to start with our newest transfer portal commit. His name is Josh Schell. I think he's going to mostly be playing defensive tackle for Tennessee at the 3 technique, but he could also play some strong side end. He played at Grand Valley State last season, which is a D2 program, but I watched the full game of his, and I mean, it doesn't really matter. You could tell that he's definitely got those skills. Listed at 6'4", 265 on their website. But I think that's from 2023. Whenever he visited Tennessee, he measured in at 6'5", 290. So that's prototype strong side in or 3 technique size inside of our system. And again, I think that he definitely has a lot of games. So number one, playing at tackle, which is what Tennessee really wanted him for. Playing at tackle, you could tell that he's got a really good pop off of the football. He uses his leverage well. Long arms, strong at the point of contact, strong hands. I think he has pretty quick hands. Definitely twitchy. Like, if you look at all the tackles inside of Tennessee's room, which we're going to take a look at here in just a minute, they're all pass rushing tackles, which is huge. That should help us out just to get some more pass rush on those quarterbacks. But the number one thing for any of these tackles is going to be, can you stop the run? He can stop the run. Whether he's playing a tackle or playing, coming off of the edge, he can set a good, strong edge. Again, he uses his leverage well and things like that. So looking at his stats from 2024, he had 35 tackles, 2 sacks. I think he had 6 pass breakups. So batting the football down, and also, getting fumbles, just getting the ball, being a playmaker. This is, even though it was probably, I would call it like a budget, kind of like a value pick for Tennessee, because there were some tackles that I'm not going to lie to you, I think were better than he is. But he's still really, really good. And anytime Coach Garner targets somebody, you know that they can ball. He's going to get the most out of any defensive lineman that he adds. We talk all the time about Omar Norman Lott. His film, I think, along with Andre Carrick's film, the 2 worst films that we broke down on this channel. But, looking at Omar Norman Lott at Arizona State, you could tell that he had some twitch. He had some game, but it wasn't consistent. It just didn't look like he loved football. But once he got with Coach Garner maximized all of his talent, took him from potentially not even getting picked up by any NFL team to a second-round draft pick. So I'm saying all those things just to say we really just needed to add a body. I think that we added a good quality body. He is a good player, and I think that he's going to fit well in Tennessee's room. So let's take a look at this tackle room. All right, so looking at this room, there's a lot of bodies. I think that there's a ton of talent. Most programs are going to rotate 4 to 5 tackles. Tennessee likes to be at 6 to 7. Who's the 6 to 7 going to be? I can tell you 3 of them: Bryson, Easton, Jackson, Moore, David Hobbs. Outside of that, I don't know. You could look at a Nathan Robinson. I think that if he's healthy, he's going to be in that 4 deep, even after adding Schell. Wallace maybe could have been in that 4 deep, but he's hurt. He's banged up. We don't know if he's even going to play this season or next season. Like, I'm not sure what's going on because he has a neck deal. Like, whenever you have a neck injury, that's very serious. So you could look at some of these underclassmen. You could look at some of these new players. Campbell, he's a guy that I think that he could maybe fight to play on the other side, maybe not playing at 3 because David Hobbs is going to be playing 3 for you. Bryson Easton is playing 3 for you. And really, we've only got 3 guys that can't do either one. I would say that that's Wallace, Robinson, and probably Charles House. Haven't seen him yet just because he's not up on campus. But he probably would be stuck at, playing like that bigger tackle, like that nose tackle. So outside of that, we've got some very, very versatile players. So looking at these young guys, I really like Campbell's game. He could play strong side in. He could play the 3 technique. I think he's more of a 3, but he's also close to the size of being big enough where he can play at kind of like your nose in certain situations. You could look at a Don Bailey who he starts off playing at strong side in, who is probably better playing at 3. But I've also seen him last season coming in and, especially Rabbits Packers, comes in, he's playing more of that nose. He's, taking on double teams and things like that. Ethan Utley, he's a little small now. Hopefully he can gain the weight. If he gets up close to about 295-ish, he can play either side for you. Really, you want for the other side where they're bigger to be up over 300 pounds. And then, obviously adding Schell, I think that he could do some of that, bigger tackle stuff for us as well. But that's the thing, is it's going to be pretty much an open competition between all those guys to see, okay, what's the order now? Who's number 4? Who's number 5? Who's number 6? If I had to pick it early on in this process, I'm going to say, it's so hard, man. I would go back to saying that probably Nathan Robinson would be number 4 if he's healthy. Then behind him, I might go with Schell, but I think that Schell's going to have some competition with Charles House. Really, I could say that Nathan Robinson might have some competition with Charles House too. The difference here with the true freshmen playing is that they're in the trenches. You're going up against grown men. That's what Tennessee had last season. We had guys that were 5th, 6th, 7th year seniors playing down there, and they were very not just big but also strong. So we don't really have the size. We don't have as many veterans as we did last year. But it's just I have absolutely no idea. I can see anybody being that 4th tackle. So that's a good thing. I would say it's kind of a good thing just because we have a lot of competition. And actually, if you look forward to 2026, who's going to be leaving us, right? Bryson Eason, Jackson Moy, David Hobbs. Those guys are probably going pro. At least they should be. If they're going pro, it means that they had a very, very good season. So after you lose those guys, again, we don't know about Wallace, so we just won't count him because he's got a very serious injury. So if we don't count him, we've got Campbell, so that's 1. Obviously Don Bailey, he's going to be gone, so we can't count him. We've got Nathan Robinson, that's 2. Ethan Utley, 3. Charles House, 4. And then Schell, that's 5. So, again, we like to rotate 6 to 7. We won't have enough bodies. Now, we will have some more freshmen coming in, but, do you want to lean on those freshmen? I mean, probably not. It's because we're back in the same situations over and over and over again. So I think that winter window, we're going to have to go add some tackles. Yet again, I think we've done that since Coach Heupel's been up on campus. We've got to get it figured out. Like we've got to, and that's going to come. I would say after 2026, we should have enough players that got the opportunities to play that we trust, that we don't have to keep going after that year. But we will have to do it at least in that spring window. Hopefully we do a better job of it this time. And we say, hey, we're going to go pay whatever we have to pay inside of this winter window. And we're going to get these guys before we get to the spring window because you have no idea what you're going to get there. And the prices will only go up. So we will see what happens. But I think that if you're just looking at this room from top to bottom and, looking at it versus 2024, I think that we could take a step back just as far as the run stopping, even though I think we've got the guys that are right up at the top, the 3 that we trust. They can stop the run, but they can also get after the passer. Now, where it could take a step forward is with the pass rush. I don't know that we'll see a player with, 8 sacks or anything like that. If we do, then all of a sudden we've got like a top 5 draft pick. But I do think that as a unit, we'll probably see more sacks from this group than we saw, in 2024. That's huge because now you got to double team guys on the inside. You got to double team those guys first. The guys on the outside should be able to absolutely eat. So the pass rush as a whole could take a big step forward, and that could be big, obviously, for this team. If you're getting really good pass rush, you're going to be getting turnovers, whether that's picks, whether that's strip sacks and fumbles, and that's what this offense needs. Get the football back to them, especially with the short field, or, hey, defense, y'all go score some points. One of the things that I loved about Schell is that you saw, hey, he's getting turnovers. That's just a knack. Whenever players are doing that on any level, that typically translates. Some players have a knack for it that you just can't coach. I think that Schell's one of them, so I would love for him to work into that 4 deep. But for me, it really doesn't matter who is in the 4 deep. We just got to make sure that, we've got a few guys behind it that are up to speed and that we can, keep on rotating in and things like that. So I think that we should be okay moving forward. Thanks for watching. And please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because that keeps us growing inside of the YouTube algorithm. And if you did like this video, here's another one that you might also enjoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.